Hello, I'm Niamh Cassidy, a former social care worker who, after having my own children, found a calling as a childbirth educator and lactation consultant. Back when I started this journey, I faced the same challenges many of you might be experiencing right now, struggling to get enough clients to make my business viable long term. I knew in my heart that I had the skills and knowledge to make a difference, but the thought of marketing and selling left me feeling a bit uneasy. I didn't want to compromise my authenticity and values just to attract clients. I invested in trainings and mentorships, and I tried various strategies that I learned, but it often felt like I couldn't implement a lot of it because what I was being taught didn't match my values as a birth and postpartum worker. That's when I decided to take matters into my own hand. I embarked on a mission to learn, to experiment, and to find ethical and authentic ways to share my expertise, support my clients, and build a sustainable practice. Today, I'm proud to say that I run a thriving private practice, and I'm here to share my insights with all of you to help you to do the same. Join me on this journey as I help you bridge the gap between your passion for supporting new parents and the success you deserve. Together, we'll discover the power of ethical, authentic, and effective approaches, not only to make a living, but also to make a positive impact in the world of birth and postnatal care. Let's get started on this empowering journey together. Hello all, and welcome back to the Pregnancy and Postnatal Entrepreneurs Collective podcast. I'm really delighted to have you here with me today. If you don't know me already, I am Niamh Cassidy. I'm a lactation consultant and antenatal educator and your birth biz business coach. So I'm really excited that you've joined with me. And if you've been here a while, you'll know that really what we chat about is growing your business as a birth worker, mindset, ethics, and all the things that might be coming up from the business end of things. But today I want to take you back to my beginnings. So we're going to chat about something that I think is really important for people who are just starting out. So if you're just starting out, this is really for you. Or if you feel you've got to a point and you really need to set the reset button or you don't know where you're going next, then this topic is for you. So what we're going to talk about is if I started as scratch as a birth worker, this is what I would do. So I'm going to walk you through three things that I wish I'd done sooner. And trust me, these are really absolute game changers. So if you're out for your walk, have the AirPods in, be listening in, or get a cup of tea, and let's sit back and dive in. So let's kick off with the first thing that I would do if I was starting as scratch as a birth worker. I would make sure to think of myself as a business from day one. Now, this is something that it gets so many of us, especially in the world of birth work. And I could probably do a whole episode just on this one thing, but I'll try and make it snappy. So many birth workers, just like me, start out as volunteers, or we treat it as a bit of a side hobby, something that we're so passionate about that we just want to do. We just want to support parents during this incredibly special time. And I was like this too, okay? But here's the thing. If you want to make your business your birth work, your postpartum work, your full-time work, your livelihood, then you need to shift your mindset and treat it as a business right from the start, or right from today if you're not doing it already. So when we try to think about what do I even mean by treat it like a business, what does that look like in practice? Well, for one, you've got to, in ways that are possible, separate your personal life from your business life. So one simple step that I recommend so that everything feels really clear is setting up a business bank account. It's such a small thing, but it makes a huge difference because when you keep your finances separate, it means that you can clearly see what's coming in and what's going out. It makes everything feel even more official, more real. And it gives you a clearer sense of your income, your expenses, and how well you're actually doing. It also means when it comes to doing your accounts, you don't have to pick through your personal statements to find out what belongs to you and what belongs to the business. And it helps you be able to draw an income or draw a wage from that rather than just spending whatever comes in. And it also allows you to kind of set aside money for other parts of the business. Now, another thing in relation to kind of setting yourself up as a business in your mind, one of the things that I feel is really beneficial for people and I wish I had done from the start is to set working hours. Now, I know the idea of hours in birth work might sound a little bit unrealistic, especially if you're a birth doula, because we know babies arrive when they're ready, not when it's convenient. But this is more about kind of setting boundaries on your hours for the bits that you can schedule. Even if it's that you dedicate 2 mornings a week to admin, 3 mornings a week to seeing clients, and in those admin, you might be covering creating content or doing your business plans or doing your files or your accounts, everything that happens for your work, for your business, within the hours that you set yourself. And also it's really important to make sure that your family or your partner, if you have one, know what these hours are, because you want to put across to yourself and to other people that you're not just dabbling in this, that you are building a business, you're building a career. So by creating a structure, this will help keep you organized and focused, but it also puts you into more of a business mindset rather than thinking this is something that's a bit of a hobby or something that I do on the side. And one more tip in this part in relation to thinking of yourself as a business is to make sure that you have a dedicated workspace. So it doesn't have to be a fancy office, just a little corner where you can sit down and be in business mode or in work mode. It's all about shifting your mentality to take yourself and your business seriously. So even if you're working from the kitchen table, that's okay. It's just about you saying that this is my space, this is where I keep my work things, and when I sit in this space, I'm working. Now, moving on to the second thing that I would do differently. I would really, and I wish I'd done this from the start, I would dive deep into figuring out who my ideal client is. And I mean really deep. It's not enough to say, oh, I work with pregnant women or I work with new parents. It's a lot more than that. So you need to go much deeper. Like, who is she? What's her life like? What keeps her up at night? What does she need from you that she's not getting from somewhere else? We really want to really understand the people that we want to serve so that when we are creating content and messaging, that we can direct our content to them so they think she's talking to me. This part is so important because it informs everything else. It shapes the content that you create, the way that you write your copy for your website, and even how you show up on social media. Without a clear picture of who your client is, you'll end up talking to everyone. And there's a saying, when you talk to everyone, you talk to no one. And it really is true. You need to make people really feel a connection with you because you really understand them. And this is one of the core things that I work on with my one-to-one clients and the participants in the Nest program. And even when they think that they know who their ideal client is, we almost always find that they haven't gone deep enough. And when we start digging, I uncover layers that they haven't thought of. So you need to know who your ideal client is so well that when she or they reads your content or sees your Instagram post, they feel like you've crawled inside their head and written it just for them. And that's how you attract the clients that will be the perfect fit for you and who you are the perfect fit for them. So how do you know who your ideal client is? So you can start by asking yourself, what are their specific challenges? How do they feel about their pregnancy or their birth or becoming a new parent? How are they consuming information? So where are they getting their information from already? Are they reading blogs? Are they listening to podcasts? What kind of support are they seeking? Write it all down, because once you understand them at that deeper level, you'll know how to communicate with them in a way that truly resonates. And they, again, think she's talking to me. Now, before we get on to the last one, let's just sum up those 2 points really quickly. So the first one is believing that what you're doing is running a business, believing that this is your career and that when you are working, that you're at work. So setting up a space, having hours that you work, and really thinking, I'm going to make a really good go at this. And then really to understand your ideal client. So now, on to the last thing that I would do if I was starting from scratch. I would get over my fear of showing up on social media. Now, I know this is a big one for so many of us, myself included at one point. I know you probably don't believe me, but it is 100% true. I was so anxious and so nervous about doing video or even just putting out posts on social media because it can feel really intimidating. It can feel like you need to have everything perfect, everything polished before you hit post before you put it out there. But I'm going to tell you this. You don't need to be perfect at all. You just need to show up, because people want to know who you are. They want to see your face. They want to hear your voice. They want to get a sense of your energy. Birthwork is such a personal, intimate space. Parents are inviting you into one of the most vulnerable and powerful moments of their lives, their birth space, their homes, their postpartum period. They want to feel like they know you, like they can trust you before they make a decision to work with you. And social media is an incredible tool to be able to do that. And don't be afraid to show up as yourself. Share your knowledge, yes, but also share your personality. Share your story, your experience, your values. And don't get bogged down with trying to make every post or every video or every reel perfect. Because when we try to make them too perfect, we lose some of that authenticity. And authenticity is so much more important than perfection. You don't need a fancy camera or even to look flawless on camera. Your audience wants to connect with the real you. If a filter makes you feel more comfortable, fire ahead. But we don't want to be distorting wildly how we look. And if you're still really, really nervous, which you probably are if you resonated with this point in the first place, then start small if you need to. Maybe with stories or with just text-based posts that feel a little bit less daunting, because your stories disappear after 24 hours. But whatever you do, don't hide, because the more you show up, the more confident you will become, and the easier it will be to connect with those ideal clients we talked about earlier on. And I really, really do feel very, very passionate about this, as I said, because we're asking people to invite them into a very, very personal space. So if we feel that we can't give them a glimpse of us as people, and then it's going to be much harder for them to build that trust and to invite us in. And people really do feel that they're getting to know people on social media now. So if you're finding that you're not getting many people book connection calls or book discovery calls or to interview you as a doula, you might find that it could be because they need a connection with you already. So they might feel too anxious or too nervous about going straight on a call with someone. They want to feel that they've got to know you a little bit already. And I know this can seem like a bit of a catch-22, because the whole point of those calls is to allow the person to get to know you, to see if they want to work with you or if you're a good fit. But a lot of people want to pre-interview, they want to see you on social media first before they go into a more intimate space, which a call can feel like for a lot of people. So just to recap, if I was starting a scratch as a birth worker, the 3 things I would do are treat it like a business from day one, set boundaries, get organized, and take myself seriously. I do the deep work on understanding my ideal client. I'd get to do my best to get to know them better than they even know themselves. And I would get over that fear of showing up on social media so much quicker, because people deserve to know who you are before they invite you into their birth space or into their homes. I hope this has been helpful for those of you who are starting out, or maybe even those of you who've been in birth work for a while but you feel like you need a little bit of a reboot. And always, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop me a message or share your insights on social media and tag me. I love connecting with you all. And if you want to dive deeper into any of these topics, you know where to find me. I work one-to-one with birth workers just like you, and the Nest program is a fantastic way to get support in a group setting as well, and that wait list is open at the moment. So thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts, please do that so you don't want to miss out on any episodes, and keep doing the amazing work that you are doing, because we are going to change the world. Don't forget to download your totally free copy of the Birthworkers Business Playbook, now available for a limited time only. So check out the show notes to get your link and get your copy.